Okay, so the purpose of this video is to teach you about themes, especially themes for fiction text. So the essential question is, how do I determine the theme of a text and then write an objective summary? So we're going to really apply a lot of what we've learned throughout the course of Elements of Fiction to the next week or so, this lesson, where we're going to be looking at the theme or the meaning of text. And that's really important. What you get out of a fiction text, like what we can learn from it, is important. And you need to apply all of those different elements of fiction and all of the knowledge that you have in order to figure that out. And then, of course, writing an objective summary. We're going to put all of our skills together here and be able to then write that summary. Summarizing is a skill that you guys use every day. You don't even realize it sometimes, but summarizing is one of those skills that is a necessity to be able to pick out the main points in anything, and to be able to summarize it in your own words is a really important skill. So this week is a lot of application of things that we have learned, and really diving a little deeper into text to look at some of those things that are not just explicit, but trying to put some clues together. And when we're looking at themes, often they're implicit, right? Which means that we have to make some inferences. All right, so let's move on here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to complete a Frayer diagram. You may have done this in other classes. We have not done this yet in language arts. A Frayer is where you take a topic and we're going to look at the definition, and I kind of adjusted this a little bit rather than characteristics. The ways that are the kind of the methods that you can use to find the theme. We're going to write down some examples of different themes and some non-examples of themes so that we know exactly what we're looking for when we're looking for the theme of a text, okay? So you're going to pull this document up, and you can complete it while you watch this video. So you may need to pause it at certain places to write down these things, okay? So this is going to go in your first box. You're writing the entire definition. Unless you have a modified Frayer, you are going to be writing down that theme is a main idea or an underlying meaning of a text that may be stated directly, like in fables. Often at the end of the fable, they'll tell you the lesson you should learn from the fable, or indirectly, okay? And we know that that would be implicit, right? And that's when the author doesn't come out and tell us what the theme is. We kind of have to figure that out on our own, okay? So make sure you write this entire definition in to that box, that first top left box, okay? So there are a number of ways to find the theme. These are just a few of them. So really look at the central conflict of the story. This is why we study conflict, okay? What type of conflict is present, okay? Is it the main conflict that drives the story? What is that conflict? All right, and kind of look at the implications of that conflict. That'll often help you to decide what the lesson is that we should learn. Another thing to ask yourself is, what caused the character change? So looking at the main character and at what they did over the course of the story, okay, that can sometimes help us put yourself in the character's shoes, okay? Apply what happened to the character to all of us, and that can help you to figure out what the theme might be, okay? Some examples. Things are not always as they seem. That may be when something surprising happens, and the lesson is that, things aren't always as they seem. You think you have it figured out, and then you're surprised at the end. Look before you leap is another common theme, all right? United we stand, divided we fall, kind of meaning like the working together rather than on your own sometimes is better. Sometimes that's the lesson we can learn from a story, just depending on what happens throughout the story. And then this last one, bullies can be overcome. Okay, this one may apply to, say, Tuesday of the Other June, the story that we read in class recently. All right, so again, theme is one of those subjective things, and something that's subjective means your idea or what you take away from the story may be different than somebody else. Okay, so we're going to learn that, it might not be the same theme. You might not walk away with the same theme as someone else does. Does that mean it's wrong? No. Okay, so as long as you have support for that theme and you can show me, why you chose that theme, or you can back it up, that is fine. We all come with different backgrounds, and themes can be different for different people. All right, then these are some non-examples of theme. And the reason I put these out here is because these are more like topics, okay? So we have like love, prejudice, truth, hate, happiness. Those one-word topics are just more topics. So when we're looking for theme, we're looking for an actual statement or lesson. We're not looking for just a topic. Okay, so you might want to write these down to remind you that those are not examples. So when you're coming up with a theme, you shouldn't have something that's just one word. Okay, all right, so hopefully if you didn't get your Frayer completed, you can go back in this video, pause the video, and write down the notes that you need to complete these. You can also add other examples and non-examples to your Frayer if you would like to do that. Okay. All right, so this should help you, to give you a good reference point so that we can move on and actually be able to, look at kind of developing what that theme is in the story, trying to figure that out, okay?